Hello, friends. God bless you. Um, Today I am going to speak from the Gospel of John, chapter 11, and the famous story about Jesus raising Lazarus from dead. Um, you have heard so many messages about this story. You have heard so many, you must have read so many commentaries. But something that I found very interesting that I have never paid attention to. See, Jesus raised Lazarus from dead, but the way he raised Lazarus is very remarkable. Jesus himself, when was raised from dead, but that time there was no need for anybody to roll the stone from the tomb. No human was involved in removing the stone from the grave. As a matter of fact, when the stone was not even need to be removed, because Jesus, after resurrection, walked into the upper room where disciples were praying, and the doors were closed. And Jesus walked right through the walls, or however it is, but he walked through it. So for Jesus to come out from the tomb, the stone was not a problem. I believe that the stone from Jesus' tomb was removed for you and me to understand that Jesus is risen from dead. But we are talking today about the story of Lazarus. Now, in the story of Lazarus, Jesus knew what he's going to do. Jesus knew, if you read the whole story, Jesus knew that he's going to raise the Lazarus from dead. But the way he raised Lazarus is remarkable. First, he asked to remove the stone. Now, Jesus could have spoken the word and a stone from Lazarus' tomb could have been removed. But what Jesus is inviting people here to trust him and to follow whatever he's telling them to do. And in this case, the people, they had a doubt. They said that Lazarus is dead. He must be stinking by this time. But Jesus, if you are saying that we will remove the stone, and you might be in your life in a situation where the things will look completely dead. You think that there is a new hope, and sometimes we just give up. And God says that do certain things, and we'll say, God, this situation is so hopeless that there is no good will come out of this. But if we just follow, and like the people at the Lazarus tomb did, they follow what Jesus told them with their doubt, with their questions. They followed and removed the stone from Lazarus' tomb. And then Jesus called out, Lazarus, come out. And he came out. And I never paid attention to that. If you read the story later on, Jesus says that untie him, because Lazarus was wrapped with the grave clothes from head to toe. And there was a cloth was also wrapped around his face. So I don't know how Lazarus would have walked, because the grave cloth in those times was wrapped around the dead body with some liquid spices. As history says, that maybe close to 100 pounds of spices and liquid were wrapped around with the grave cloth. So normally grave cloth, where this liquid solidifies, the grave cloth becomes cocoon. It's been 4 days has been passed by, so the cocoon is solid. So Lazarus' feet were tied, his hands are tied. Not only that, he cannot see, the dead body is covered with the face covering. So I don't know how when Jesus said that Lazarus come out, he walked, or he came out, or he moved, or he saw which way to come out or which way to go. But there is a power when Jesus called out, the situation, no matter how dead it is, life can form. So Lazarus, we don't know how, but when Jesus called out, he came out completely wrapped in a grave cloth, completely in a cocoon, with his eyes and face covered with cloth. He did come out. So when God is speaking to your dead situation, and he says that roll away the stone, and if you follow what God is calling you to, you will see a miracle, a breakthrough in your life. But not only that, then Jesus could have spoke the word and the grave cloth have come out, but again, he called people unto him. And there are two parts. Lazarus stand still, he led people to unto him, and people also trusted and went and removed the grave cloth around Lazarus. So friends, this whole story is about following when Jesus is calling us out. It might seem so ridiculous to follow Jesus. It may sound so out of way, out of box, but that is what God is calling us out to be. God has called us to remove the grave cloth. So Lazarus at one time was alive, but he was tired. He was walking with the grave cloth wrapped around. And I don't know what your situation may be today. You might be dead and you are hearing God is calling you to come out, or you have already come out, but you are still carrying with you the grave cloth. There is still face covering on your face. God says that untie it, remove them. So there are two-step process. Arise and untie. Lazarus at one point was arise completely, but he was not free. He was still tied. Maybe today you are arise, you have seen God's miraculous power in your life, but it is time for you to remove the grave cloth. You may need somebody's help. God is providing His community, His people to untie you, and let that untying process begin so you have arised, but then you can be completely free today. God bless you. Thank you.